Okay, no questions to begin with. You are welcome to stay after class if you have a question or two that you want to ask me about what we're learning or about any word that you have discovered. And as a matter of fact, at the very end, I'm going to invite you to, I'm going to be putting some real words. You know how we work with a lot of nonsense words in this class, pretty much only nonsense words, so that you learn to read any word, whether you've seen it or not. You will learn to apply the rules and you won't be tempted to guess at any word, right? So that's why we use nonsense words, is to train you to apply the rules that you're learning to read any word. But at the end, I'm going to give you some real words that use the rule or rules that we are learning. So if you have, at the end, when I get there, if you have encountered a word in the real world that you just have no idea why it is spelled that way, put it in the chat at the end, and then I will help you just decipher that word. Okay, so let's start by, let me share my screen without. I want to start by going over last week's homework. So last week's homework, I'm just going to say what our extra practice words were so that you can see if you got them right or not. Number 1 is Altena. 2 is Standape. 3 is Prenda. 4 is Astandrum. 5 is Rainland. So if you'll notice this A, this A, this A, and this A all said the schwa sound because A's at the end say the schwa sound, and when they're almost to the end with a consonant after it, they say the schwa sound. That's why that's Astandrum and not dram. And that's why that's Rainland and not Rainland. Number 6 is Aindrap. 7 is Standrate. 8 is Plastrancha. We did that one together last time. 9 is a landrape. This A changes to the schwa sound, because there's another vowel 2 doors down. A landrape. And this is a pan train. So now let's go to this week's lesson. Sure, I'm not leaving anybody in the waiting. So if you can figure out how many sounds are in hamburger and are brave enough to put it in the private chat, only me, I will only see it. I would love to know if you can figure out how many sounds in hamburger, break them off to the smallest unit of sound that you can possibly break it down to. So it's not ha. Ha is 2 sounds, but break off the h and the ah. Don't pay attention to the letters, just pay attention to the sounds. Put it in the chat when you think you've got how many sounds are in hamburger. Okay, I'm getting an assortment. I'm getting anywhere from 4 to 9. So here are the sounds in hamburger. We have finger, a, b, g, 7 is the winner. I'll do it again. B, g, 7. It's a hard one, but I give you hard ones on purpose. I want you to be challenged and feel really good when you do get these. Muffin. How many sounds in muffin? When you stretch it out, it's muffin. Muffin. Go ahead and put it in the chat. Nice. Good job, guys. Muffin. Muffin. 5 sounds. Nice. Okay, and umbrella. I'm going to have you do the sounds, and then I want to make sure I teach you a fun fact about umbrella. Okay, umbrella. Take your time. Didn't see me just counting on my fingers. Okay, umbrella is a, b, e, o, a. 7. A, b, e, o, a. 7. So now a fun fact about umbrella. Did you know that a lot of people are unsure when you're saying a word like umbrella, if it's umbrella with an N or umbrella with an M? But there's a way you can know for sure. When you're saying it, the sounds, it's really hard to hear if it's an N or an M, but there's a way you can know. There's a reading hack. It's especially hard to hear if it's an N or an M if the first letter is an I. Like, is it impossible or is it impossible? It's really hard to determine when you hear it if it's an N or an M, but here's how you can know. Think of the phrase, peanut butter. Peanut butter. Here's why that's important, because it's an M, if the very next letter is a P or a B, as in peanut butter. So it's an M, if the very next letter is a P or a B. Peanut butter. Like impossible is an M because the next letter is a P. Or umbrella, it's an M because the next letter is a B. Who knew that? No? Is that the funnest fact or what? Okay, let me share my screen back again. And that's really handy to know when you're spelling, because it is so hard to know. Like if I just said it's impossible, it's almost impossible to hear if that's an N or an M. So it's hard to know when you're spelling if you should put an N or an M. But now you'll know, if you remember that phrase, peanut butter, it's going to be an M if that next letter is a P or a B. Pretty handy, right? Okay, so welcome to E month, all about E. If you were here for A month, then this lesson is going to be easy peasy, because you will already know the TAP2 rule, and A is a lot more difficult than E. So you get to just kind of relax and enjoy a lot of success, probably a little bit of easier success than the challenging A that we had last time. So the TAP2 rule is something that I'm going to go over kind of in depth at the first lesson of every month. We have several new people that join at the beginning every month so that they can get the first lesson of the new vowel. I'll always review the TAP2 rule a little bit, and there's a video in the course, but the first class of each month, I'm going to go over it a little bit more slowly. So because in today's lesson, we're going to be learning when the E says E, which is its long sound, and when it says which is its short sound. And the rule is the TAP2 rule. When you come to an E, or any letter, any vowel, but today we're going to focus on E, you'll tap the next 2 letters. If either one of them is another vowel, then the vowel that you are on will say its name. And its name. So here's the vowels right here. You'd think I'd be better with the mouse by now. So when you come to a vowel such as E, you'll tap the next 2 letters. If either one of them is one of these, A, E, I, O, U, or Y, if either one of those letters is another vowel, then that E is going to say its name. So yes, it's another vowel. So yes, it's going to say its name. And that is marked by a line over the letter. If not, if one of those is not another vowel, then no, it's not going to say its name. It's going to say its regular short sound or its common sound. In this case, it's which is marked by a breath. So Let me just stop sharing my screen for a second so you can see the shape of my mouth a little better. So when E makes its long sound, your mouth is kind of like the square mouth, the square mouth emoji, right? With the square mouth with all the teeth in there. It's going to be your mouth will be long and rectangle. Your cheeks will be, your mouth will punch out your cheeks. E. Your teeth are close together. E. When you make the short sound, your mouth is going to be relaxed and open about midway. If it was any shorter, if it was open any smaller, it would be an I, which is itchy, which is an I. You don't want that. Eyes, your mouth is open only enough so that a piece of paper can go between your teeth. I, that is I. Your mouth is open a little wider. It's more medium open. And it makes that I turn into an eh. So if you have dyslexia, and even if you don't, those two sounds, I and eh, are just confused all the time. It is really hard to tell the difference between an I and an eh. When you listen to it, it's really hard. And when you see them, you're never quite sure, is this an I or an eh? So we're going to work a lot on making sure that the shape of our mouth is correct when you say that. So at the end of this class, I would love it if you have any question on whether you're pronouncing that E correctly, please, at the end of this class, stay after, unmute, and let me hear it. Okay, going back to our rule. So the tap to rule is when you come to a vowel, tap the next two letters. If either one of them is another vowel, then yes, that's going to say it's E. If not, then no, it's not going to say its name. It's going to say its normal short sound, eh. So let's apply that rule in these examples. I'm going to grab my pen. And so we always circle the vowels first. Welcome to our life, E's. We got a lot of A's last time. Now we're going to get real used to E. So I've circled the vowels. I'm going to tap the next two letters. Let me just make this. Okay, so I'm going to circle the vowels and then I'm going to tap two. On the first one, I'm going to tap the next two letters. 1, 2, yes. One of those is another vowel right there. So yes, this is going to say its name, E. Go to the next vowel, tap 2. 1, 2, no. There's not another vowel there. So no, it's not going to say its name. It's going to say its regular sound, eh, as in elephant or exit. So when I pencil read this word, which is you tap every sound and then you blend them together. E, D, E, P. The word is EDEP. EDEP. So you try over here on your end, circle your vowels. And then go ahead and mark them. Figure it out by the tap 2 rule. So when we pencil read that word, it's E, T, E, etem. Etem. Now, before I go on to the next one, would you put in the chat if I just went too fast on that word? So when I give you time to do your own marking and your own figuring out, I kind of go through and I mark it too, right? But then when I go to show you how it sounds, are you guys still working on it? Do you need more time on that? Okay, let me read your chats. So put no if it wasn't too fast, put yes if it was too fast. Thank you. All right. Okay. Good to know. Moving right along, let me go to the next one on mine. So I'm going to circle my vowels, and then I'm going to tap 2. 1, 2. No, there's not another vowel there. So no, it's not going to say its name. It's going to make its regular sound eh. Go to the next one, tap 2. 1, 2. No, there's not another vowel there. No, it's not going to say its name. It's going to say eh. So this word is st, e, n, d, e, n. Stenden. Stenden. Let's come over to yours. Yours and figure it out. Okay, so when you pencil read that word, it is p, o, e, n, s, t, e, m. We always mark each sound first before we go to blend it to tell our brain that yes, we know what every sound is going to be. There's going to be no need for guessing. The hard part is after you have identified what every grapheme is going to say, the hard part is blending them and remembering what the first ones were by the time you get to the last ones. So there's a hack for that. So you can break it up and just to the first 3 sounds and then just add one at a time. Like this. Ple, plen, plens, plensed, plenste, plenstem. Plenstem. How'd you do? Did you get plenstem? Yeah. Okay. Moving on to mine. Circle. Let's see what they say. So 1, 2. Yes, it's a vowel. Yes, it's going to say its name. Next one. 1, 2. No, there's not a vowel. No, it's not going to say its name. It's going to say eh. Go to the next one. 1, 2. No, there's not another vowel. No, it's not going to say its name. It's going to say eh, like Eddie. When I go to pencil read it, it's eh, s, eh. Nope, sorry. E, s, eh, st, eh, n. E-ses-ten. E-ses-ten. Yay, good job, Sandra. I see that smile. Nice. Okay, let's try yours. Come over here and circle yours, and I'll be quiet while you mark it. Waiting a little bit longer on this one because I can see a lot of you are working through with your mouth, and I just want to give you time to figure that out. So here's what it sounds like. E, O, S, T, E, M. Elestem. Elestem. Yay! Nice. Let me see what I'm getting in the. So Adama has a question. How did you get the last E? On which word? Number 3? Adama? On yours? Oh, are you wondering because there's on this one or on this one? They're both the same. So when you tap 2, there might not be another letter here. And if so, it's just a no. There's not another vowel. So no, it's not going to say its name. E is going to say its regular short sound, eh. I'm not sure if that answered your question, but you feel free to stay after and ask me if I didn't after class. Okay, let's do number 4. I'm going to circle that guy. I can already see that there's another vowel 1 or 2 doors down, so I already know that one's going to say E. And this one I can already tell there's not another vowel 1 or 2 doors down, so it's not going to say E. It's going to say E. When I pencil read it, it's E, N, E, D. Free Ned. Free Ned, like free Ned. Okay, let's try yours. Go ahead and circle yours and mark them. Okay, so when we pencil read this, it's going to sound like this. P, O, E, M, E, D. Plemed. Plemed. Yeah? Okay, so out of those 4 that you tried on your side, put in the chat how many of those you got right before I said it. How many out of your 4 did you get right? 1 out of 4, 3 out of 4, 2, all of them, 3.5 out of 4, 3, 3, 4, 2. Good. Okay, so this is like, wow, this seems like this kind of the perfect ratio, because if you got all of them right all of the time, then you wouldn't really be learning much. If you miss a little bit, so that's called the instructional level. So in teaching, there is the frustrational level, the instructional level, and then the mastery level. If you were in the mastery level, you probably wouldn't need this class. Frustrational level is you're missing way too many, almost all of them, almost all the time. Instructional level is you're starting to get it, missing a couple, but that's okay. We're learning, right? That is right where you want to be. That's the sweet spot. Okay, on that last one, I wanted to tell you about the P. So just want to throw in as many extra reading facts as I can, because we're working so much on the vowels and there's so many other things to learn about reading. So for instance, the P is a voiceless sound. So when you say the sound of a P, there should be no voice used. So the sound of P is not pa. It's pa, only air. If you say pa, then that's 2 sounds, pa and ah. Can get really confusing when you're trying to sound out a word and there's an extra ah sound floating around in there. So it's really important to know the clean, crisp sounds of all of the letters. There's a lot of voiceless sounds in the alphabet. F, F, E, P, Q, S, S. Only air, no voice. Okay, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll keep going. And let's come down and tell me which one of these you want me to do for your extra practice. Which one are you unsure you'll be able to get on your own? And I will do that one with you. Don't these look fun? You're going to feel so good when you read these. Put in the chat if you want me to do one with you. Okay, yeah, I can do number 9. Yeah, number 4 is hard too. I'm going to see how many we can get done. Okay, so number 9 first. A lot of requests. Let's try number 9. I'm going to circle the E's. I'm going to tap 2. 1, 2. Yes, there's a vowel. Yes, it's going to say its name. 1, 2. No, there's not another vowel. No, it's not going to say its name. 1, 2. No, there's not another vowel. No, it's not going to say its name. So this is going to say E. This is going to say eh. This is going to say eh. Now I'm going to go really slow because this is a lot of letters. And when you're working on your own, and you don't have somebody to listen to you to make sure you got this right, and when it's not a real word, and so there's really no way to know for sure if you got it right. So the best thing to do when it's long like this and you're on your own to make sure you got it right is to go just a few letters at a time and then backtrack every time you add a letter on. So this would be p, l, e, s, e, m, t, e, d. Lee, police, police, policem, policemt, policemter, policemtre, policemtred, policemtred. Notice right here, whenever you have a TR, your mouth is going to want to go chur. It's going to sound like a CHR. Don't let it, because that's not correct. It's ter. It's not policemtred. It's policemtred. Keep those sounds nice and clean and crisp. Okay. I think it was 4. Let me see. Yeah, time for one more. Okay. Circle that guy. Circle the vowels, tap 2. 1, 2, yes, yes. 1, 2, no, no. Ch, eat, eb, cheeteb, cheeteb. CH is its own grapheme, it's its own digraph. Cheeteb. Okay, here are some more real quick examples of real words that have this rule in them. That's why pet has, that's why these two words say, one says E right here, and one says E right here, because the tap 2 rule, pet and Pete. That's why those two E's say 2 different things. Rest, central. Look at that A, almost to the end, and there's a consonant after. That's why that A says central. And pretty soon I'll teach you why that C says S. There's a reason. Beginning, that E says E because there's another vowel 2 doors down. Best. Ingredients. I was looking at my walnuts bag when I was looking for words. So all these words are back here. Ingredients. That's why this I says it, because of the tap 2 rule. This E says E because of the tap 2 rule. This I changes to the E sound because that's a whole nother rule. But this E does say F because of the tap 2 rule. Let me. I did the wrong one. I did 8 instead of 9. Okay, so 9. Litendrem. Litendrem. And I'll go over all of those also at the beginning of next class. Okay, if you want to know if you are pronouncing the E correctly, or if you have any word that you were wondering about, or any question at all, feel free to stay after and we'll chat. Otherwise, y'all are amazing. You did great today. Welcome to E-month, and we'll see you next time.